And we're back on. I believe.
I see it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. Now I'm going to have a bunch of stuff that isn't muted now.
Oh, that would be horrible.
It will be.
Apparently, my phone is being like super stupid head. Can't even find us anymore. Oh, my phone.
Those is.
Hi, I'm looking at my phone because I like to have my phone where I can read it because I can read it easier than that. Looking at my phone. I'm doing stuff on my phone. My volume is down. I am watching a Papa John's ad on my phone now. Okay.
Right. Well, Rockfan sees us.
Hi,
Rockfan says, "You
Rockfan.
live." We are still alive. Hopefully, we're no longer buffering. If we are, then I guess I had too much shit open.
Hopefully that fixes it and we don't have any more issues. But we shall see. So, anywho, oh, dang it. Ty, say her name again.
Loriantha.
Loriantha. It's such a pretty name and it bothers me that I keep messing it up. Loriantha. So, this Loriantha model is from Mammoth Factory, which is actually running a Kickstarter right now. And I love their models. But what they're doing is they give stats, and if
Hi Regina, we are back.
On the like starting soon screen and all that kind of stuff, you have the stats for Loriantha as well as her picture.
Oh, you want to see that again?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, perfect. Like this. So what they do is they do their stats, and hi Golden. They do their stats and they're actually making a book full of their stats for their monsters. They're making a D&D, monster manual book out of all the things that they've done so far and making new ones and stuff like that. So you can actually back them on Kickstarter and get your hands on their stat.
I guess I should go find that Kickstarter.
Nope.
This is Dr. Peter J. Crypt, and I have a warning for you. Someone has altered the stream.
I looked up in time to read the question and answer, and Regina beat me to the answer. So, Golden, what am I painting?
Choosing later.
Oh, well, and no, but so, Cora, you weren't here.
Everybody's doing the shopping trip now. I got it. Hold on, I'm going shopping.
So Cora, basically, kind of turns out everyone prefers it when I forget alter the stream. So, because then they just get to go pick something off the Etsy store. So for the most part, that's what I'm going to do from now on is you spend your points and then you get to go let me know what you want me to paint. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So I'm just working around her base, getting that kind of rockied up.
29 days to go, that one?
It should be, because it's like pretty much, it's brand new, yeah.
Book 1, Epic Miniatures, and then Mammoth
from Mammoth.
Chronicles?
I believe that's right. I mean, you'll see the Cyclops on there, on the cover. It's the Cyclops holding the rock. Yep, that's it.
Looks like a Cyclops.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. His face is amazing. When I first looked at him, I'm like, oh my God, that's an amazing giant. And then I started looking and I realized that he's squinting down and there's just one eye right there. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love him.
I walked in. Hey, has anyone yet?
Instant time for Golden to go. Mine!
Well, I didn't want to. I wanted to.
Golden was actually last week was like, can I just spend my points now for next week? I'm like, no, you gotta be here, gotta be here. So now you're waiting to see what Golden picks so that you can pick the colors?
Oh, I already know what color. I don't want to skew judgment.
Gotcha. Okay. You gotta spend the points to get it, though.
I have 5K, so
I have 10K.
So
Don't beat me.
Rockfan said, wow, English. Live and live are two words that are spelled the same but can be pronounced different and be different words. Screw English.
YouTube. Hi, YouTube.
That's Rock Fan.
um,
Actually, live is really kind of a funny one for us because for the longest time, Ty and I would say, I live you, because he mistyped love one time and it stuck for years. We still do it occasionally.
damn autocorrect.
My autocorrect does it now. I was doing.
Now I have to live you for the rest of my love.
Yes. I
Regina
love
says,
rocks. They're so
that's
easy.
cool. I'll have to look up that Kickstarter.
Autofocus turned off on us, baby. Or, I mean, it turned back on, so I need you to turn it off.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's right, because we actually restarted the machine. So
Yeah.
everything seems to be working better. I think I really had too much crap open for too long. I've been working on Patreon stuff, so I've just been leaving everything open.
And Rock Fan says, hi! I don't know, Ghosty. Famine might be a little bit much, but I don't want to do it anyway.
Kind of makes what the color choice.
I kind of want to do it anyway. So let's just go with, if that's what you want, that's what we're going to do. I will probably
This is
shrink it.
Dr. DJ Crypt, and I have a warning for you. Someone has altered the stream.
I probably
That was
will
Cora.
shrink it down some just so that I can fit him on camera, because he is actually fairly large.
All green. Yeah. Cool, right?
You're giggling, but I'm like fresh. I'm like, I have like literally 2 greens. These are my greens. Sit. No.
Because if that's too big, by any chance, my backup will be the Mushroom King.
Which one? Because I actually have
20?
2 different Mushroom Kings now. I have one by Mammoth Factory where it's a mushroom crawling out of the ground. And I have another one that is that big guy by Lord of the Print that's walking around. And I also, from Dragon Trapper's Lodge, just got a mushroom dragon. Just FYI. That's not a dark green, baby. But I will make the all green thing work. I just have to get more green. And I've got time.
I thought we had.
No, I was literally talking about it last stream where I don't have enough versions of green at the moment. Okay. I'll make the all green work. That's okay.
Yeah.
No idea.
Found it.
Ghosty says, oh, shoot, Lord of the Prince.
Okay.
Rockfan says, one day I will alter the stream and demand Spyro-themed dragon.
Cora
Good night,
says
Cora.
good night.
Ghosty says, lots of mushroom things.
Yes, well, this month from Dragon Trappers is I'm sorry, the Spyro thing, like my head went spinning on all of the possibilities. The mushroom, it's really funny because this month is from Dragon Trappers Lodge is what do they call it? Mushroom Bayou.
Oh, yeah.
So everything is mushrooms.
Tina says, mushroom dragon.
He is super, super cute.
Ghosty says, honestly, I feel like green would work really well with famine. Make it look all sickly.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to go with famine. And then I'll use the greens.
Welcome back, Nate the Adventurer. We also restarted. So this is stream part 2 tonight, and it appears it was me. I think because I was working on the Patreon all this last week and just left everything opened as I was like, oh, I guess we got to shut down. And I started closing things. And I'm like, I actually have a lot of things open.
Yes, Regina, it is.
What is it, Dawn?
The mushroom dragon, they asked if it was listed yet. And it's under Dragon Trapper's Lodge, that section. It should be one of the first ones because it's the newest one. It is super cute. And it's covered in mushrooms all around the side and the back and everything. It looks really great. They even have terrain pieces that are just giant mushrooms. I don't have all of the pieces yet listed, but I did get that mushroom dragon listed first. Because he's amazing.
Myconoid dragon?
Yes, Myconoid dragon, thank you.
Clarify this guy.
Yes.
He looks good enough
Like-
to cook.
Even his tail has like mushrooms at the tip of his tail and stuff. I'm gonna call that base done. I love rocks. They're so freaking quick to do. Okay. Loriantha. It's her turn now. Hey, I said it right.
Hair everywhere and I hates it.
So one of the things that I did, you guys can see my really messy palette, which is pretty much the way my palette always looks, and I like it. When I was doing the grass on the base, you can see that browns and greens kind of mixed in it because it's a very grassy base, and she's basically grass coming down, and vines and everything. So I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing. And all I kept doing was like mixing right here. I would grab brown and green on my brush and just start painting. I wasn't real particular one way or the other, and I would just add more green where I wanted it and add more brown where I wanted it. But it gives it a nice little natural look.
I don't know how much you read over here. Did you see that one? Or-
Mushroom dragon makes the conflicted dragons are great and cute, but gross mushroom.
That was Rock Fan on YouTube. Nate says, I don't know the lag spikes were 7,000 milliseconds on my end. Oh, here we go. Google Fiber is having a bit of a rough time tonight. Well, if we were having trouble and you're having trouble, maybe Backbone. Ooh. Nate says, reminded me that I need to look at what I got from Tribes this.
Yeah. I really finally started getting some listings done. I think yesterday was the first day I've really gotten anything new posted on Etsy.
Regina says, saved it for a later purchase. Thank you very much. Regina.
Thank you. That thing is so much fun.
Ghosty says, oh, this is super annoying, but also super funny. So I was printing the big Star Wars clone commando bust, and I forgot to refill the vat with resin from the previous print, so I didn't have enough resin, but it ran out, so the whole head printed perfectly except the tops. So now he just has a big old flat head. It was so close to finishing perfectly. That
Yeah.
sucks.
So I've done that. I've ran out and didn't realize it. You come up with interesting ways to make it work. Other times it's just like, no. I've also had one file that was corrupted, and I don't know that it was accidentally corrupted. It was a free file just out there on Thingiverse, and when I printed it, it made my resin vat a solid block. It just printed every single layer, one just sheet of resin after another. So it just, like when the build plate was up and done, it was just all of my resin in the vat was a solid block. I find that hard to believe that was accidental, but
Rockfan says, oh God, I'm having horrible thoughts of fungus that grows on ants and takes control of their bodies to make them get eaten. Zombie mushroom dragon. Nate says, possible. I mean, the east-west corridor for the fiber trunk goes through both of our cities. Yep. Nate says, Arg, my mini factory is having a sale and the whole site is going so dang slow. We're still relatively close to the beginning of the month, too, with that.
Yeah. That it slows them down at the beginning. Like the first of the month is god awful. But after that, it kind of picks up and gets back to normal pretty close. Like the first couple of days, it's slow, but then it really goes back to normal after that. But yeah, when they have like, hi
Tech Priest.
Hi Tech Priest. When they have a sale, when they have a good sale, it just really kind of wrecks them.
Ghosty says, frankly, I think I'd just cry if that happened on.
I pretty much was ready to. I am a little bit ready to cry right now over my Jupiter because I got a good print. I was super excited. Have all this, kind of got it dialed in and got it steadily giving me good prints. I got one good print, then got my second good print, except I ripped my FEP paper, which was fine because they sent 2 replacements. Like, okay, cool. So I replaced it. And then I ripped it again. When I ripped it the first time, I placed an order for more. It'll be here Monday. Oh. Now my machine is down, waiting for FEP.
A little PSA from Nate, actually, as far as my mini factory goes. A ton of places are up to 50% off, like 90 plus companies.
Yeah, that's gonna crash them. When they do those big sales like that, I do see it's really difficult to get in there.
Nate asks, is the FEP too thin?
No, I don't think so. It's very reliable. It feels just like the FEP from my Saturns. I've had no issues with it. I don't think it was anything that was their fault. One, I had a failure. I didn't realize it, and I started it again, and I heard it. It goes down and it goes because it can't get down. So stop it and get that. Well, I did that, and that's when I had the one rip. But I got the screen protector off, and when I put the new screen protector on, because the first screen protector was completely coated in resin, I went through and got that all cleaned up. And when I put the new one on, I had the electrical tape. Oops, sorry. This is my bubbled up one. I need to switch back to my other one that's not bubbled up. When I put the new one down, there's a gap between the screen and where the metal for the machine is. And normally the electrical tape covers that gap. Well, I wasn't careful and it wasn't covering that gap, so there was light coming up between there. So I had a very thin layer of resin print straight up. And when I went to clean that off, it basically I sliced it. So it's not that it's too thin, it's just a couple of bad things in a row happened. I also, when I was cleaning it up, I'm having trouble standing up right now because I crunched one of my toes really good. So, like, the longer I stand trying to work on something, the more I'm thinking, get off your foot, get off your foot, get off your foot. The more you think about something, the more it hurts and everything else. So, it was just kind of a whole lot of bad situation in a very short amount of time. But no, I don't think there's anything wrong with the FEP. I was pretty happy with it. A little unhappy with how long it's taking to get here, especially how quickly I ordered it, and it was a Prime, Amazon Prime, which means 2 days.
Jeffrey says, boo. Rockvan says, oof, machine down is not fun. Ghosty,
especially brand new one.
Yeah. Ghosty says, honestly, the FEP tearing is such a frustrating thing. I replaced my first one yesterday, and it worked great, which makes me happy. Still just annoying to do.
It is annoying to do. It takes a while. I think it would go faster if I had an electric screw gun thingy go, just rip them out of there real quick. But I don't. So it's just kind of one of those things where until I get something that makes that a little faster, it's just something that takes time. I went through a lot of FEP before I realized, if I was just a little more careful with what the hell I was doing, I wouldn't tear it so much.
Nate the Adventurer says, sorry to hear you having some teething troubles with the Jupiter. I need to get some more resin ordered. I'm out of liquid resin.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I ran out of resin last night. Technically, this morning I ran out of resin because I was like, yeah, I've got 3 bottles. I'm perfectly fine. And then the Jupiter came in and it can damn near hold
A bottle, right?
No,
Two?
no. It's like half a bottle. So it's like 2K is about what the vat can hold. So I'm like pouring in. I'm like, holy shit, it's still going. So I'm like, okay, I need to go order resin. And I did. And I ordered it Friday. And they're so close that if I order it early Friday, it'll get here early enough on Friday morning. It'll get here Monday morning because, they're closed on the weekends. Right? But I didn't. I ordered it late enough that it shipped Monday, not Friday. So I literally was like emptying one vat from one Saturn into another one so that I could get a full print. And this machine will go down, but at least I can print on that machine. So it's been a while since I ran out of resin since I've switched over to 3DRS, and it's again not their fault at all. It's actually I just didn't order. I wasn't expecting the Jupiter. I knew the Jupiter was just wasn't in my head. I was not accepting the fact that it was going to take that much.
Rockfan says, dang, the week is off to a rough start. Nate the Adventurer says, so I just finally got notification that my replacement extruder for the Anycubic Cobra is on its way. It shipped on August 8th. When did I fill out the form to get the replacement sent? July 6th.
Sounds about right.
Rockfan says, I should order more pinbacks while we're talking about raw material stocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got an order in from Amazon of I think a total of about 100 different, 100 boxes, different sizes for shipping boxes. Those all came in this morning. But no, it's just, and then like I said, the toe thing really kind of set me back because right at the start of COVID, I was trying to move a chair around with Cora. And I basically dropped that chair on my foot. And was advised by the doctor, it's not worth coming in for, but put a boot on. Because, in the height of COVID, and the big, the really, scary beginning of it, everyone was like, no, don't go to the doctor unless you're, got COVID and you need hospitalization. So, don't know exactly what I did to my foot. It was not pleasant. But that's the foot I dropped. Basically, the lid to my Saturn, I was taking it off and I let go. And it turned so the corner of it was going down and it landed right on my big toe on my knuckle. And then I landed on the floor. And I sat on the floor for about 10 minutes going, nope, nope, nope. So it's not been the bestest week ever. Well, it has because Ty got me ice cream and French fries. I've gotten ice cream and French fries this week.
Kind of thought you got those for me. Yeah. Regina says, ouch.
Yeah, it's still like I went to bed last night with ice on my foot. Because ouch. It still hurts quite a bit. Very unpleasant. And Ty asked me this morning, he's like, are you going to be able to sit and stream? I'm like, I think so. If you move that thing that we always kick back and forth, because it's on that side, which he did. So, but if he kicks my foot, we will be going to break and I will be dying. He will die shortly. I'm not even talking about what I'm doing, but I'm literally slapping paint on. So I don't really think, not a whole lot of, how's that working?
Rockfan says, I hope your toe feels better. Sadly, nothing doctors can really do for broken toes, just an expensive doctor visit for them. Who to boot on.
Well, I mean, whenever it was when I'm pretty sure I broke my foot before, I did just get a boot and put it on. I just called the doctor and they're like, no, don't come in. Just put a boot on and stay off of it. Cool. I sew. I can't. So anyway, I don't know that I broke it again. And if I did, it's just the toe. It was pretty badly swollen last night and pretty nasty colored, but I got ice on my foot and kept it there and think it's going to be fine. Most of the swelling is actually down. Super tender.
Regina asks, what colors do you plan for Mushroom Nymph?
For her, because he's all in the green tones, I definitely want to do the orange and red top. Her hat is a completely separate piece, but I think if I make it the spotted mushroom, because she's going to be sitting like right in here. So against him, that green and that brown, I think that's going to make it her pop off really, really bright. She will probably, what might be interesting is giving her like a purple skin tone. I hadn't actually thought about it, so I'm just literally throwing ideas out. If you have any ideas, I'm open for it.
Ghosty says, I broke my toe back when I was running track, and it really does suck.
Yeah.
Hope it does feel better, and I do really hope it's not broken.
I don't know that it is. It just, I'm not one that typically gets knocked down by pain. Like the only other time that I've fallen down when I've gotten hurt was when I tore my ACL. Every other time that I've ever gotten hurt, I wasn't put on my ass. But those 2 times even when I hurt my foot the first time, I managed to just stand and then walk over and sit down and go, okay, I got to, take a minute because that hurt really bad. But when I tore my ACL, I went down. And last night, I went down.
Rockfan says, now I'm thinking of Toad from Mario. I think I'm going to go make a latte.
How much water have you?
All of my water.
Means you need more water. That. But I'm fine.
Hey, you want one?
No, I don't want one. Actually, I probably should have one because I'm going to be up late. If you want to become a subscriber, developing the... Oh. Sorry, I'm just being... I think I want the underside of the tail to stay on that side. See, I really don't feel like... I don't really feel like streaming tonight. I wonder if people would get mad if I skipped my stream tonight. Well, it depends on, how do your followers usually react when you skip? Ty was thinking I wouldn't be able to sit here. I do kind of wish I had my foot up. It's not hurting that. That's a bit harsh. Wouldn't think it would be like that. What time do you normally stream? This is very much making me think of those wolves from Lady in the Water. Yes, Tyler. Tyler's going to make me a latte. Which means he'll be gone for like half an hour. Oh, that's right. The retro gaming community. I remember you talking about that. No, I think if you don't feel like streaming, then you shouldn't stream. But I think it'll be okay. And you never know. You might like start and then like be super happy and into it. Glad you picked this model, Regina. This is like a lot of fun. It's kind of an amazing model. The cutthroat. I'm not feeling funny tonight. Go make some faces in the mirror. Oh, I'm just kidding. If you're not feeling it, don't do it, man. If you're not going to enjoy it, what's the point? That's how I feel. Just posted some updated pics of the forest dragon. It's almost done. Yay! Oh, that's awesome, Regina. I will have to bring it over and show me when he gets back. Regina posted updated pictures in Discord of the forest dragon they got from us. Making me want to break out the paints, though. Yay! There you go. Do that. I'm like, I don't know. Have you guys watched Lady in the Water?
Here you go.
That light is shining. Okay, excuse me for a minute, guys. Can you click that one?
First
Right
one?
here? Yeah. I love the way you did the color changes. I just love how that looks.
Yeah, that's nice.
I remember seeing it when they were working on it. And it was like you can see that purple wood sort of feel for it. I love this. This thing is looking awesome.
Picture too.
I'm loving him. I'm loving him. He's amazing. No, not McDonald's.
Eudemus.
Okay. See, I don't like to look in the mirror. There's always a scary face. And my wife keeps reminding me it's my face. Regina, that is looking amazing. Let's see. I also have a dozen motherboards that need to be repaired. Get the paint out. You don't need to work right now. Also, Rockfan says, also, I'm just making it a head canon. This model is in the seasonal Antlers. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know why that's so funny, but that is like... Okay, anyway. A little bit more dark. There's like never a rhyme or reason. I just like start slapping paint on and like change my mind of this color and that color and this color and that color. But I want in here to be darker than what it's turning out. All right, I'm sorry guys. I'm so not used to this. Paint job contests, not requests. The repairs would be for me, not anyone else. I should share my favorite model I have painted. I need to go find it really quick. Thanks all. It's funny because like I've gone somewhere and somebody will say, "Yeah, you remember that one model you painted for me?" And I'm like, "No." And they'll show me pictures. I'm like, "Oh shit, I forgot I painted that." And I can't tell you guys how many times I have utterly failed in getting pictures of my own paint job. So don't do that. Get paint jobs of the good ones. Or get pictures of the good ones. And get pictures anyway, even if you don't think it's a good one. Because you never know. It might grow on you. This. Get out of my way. Okay, so we're doing famine next week. in all green. And yeah, I mean that really can lend it to look on the sickly nature. That can work. Oh, was mine done already?
Latte a la Tyler.
That's good. Random hair. Why I don't wear my hair down. I'm constantly shedding. And my water's over there. Coffee will be over. Sorry, guys. So, oh. Yeah, I really enjoyed those couple of busts that I worked on. And they actually both sold while we were at Archon. I was a little surprised by that. But they are both gone, so now I'm like, cool, now I can actually make more busts. And there's one that is by White Werewolf Tavern that I really want to do. It's this vampire lady, and her hair is just like everywhere. So much hair. So I really want to paint her because she's spectacular and vicious and amazing. I need to paint. So Regina, I know you are on the committee and stuff like that for Archon, but does that mean that you can't submit a piece for the miniature contest? Because might I recommend a certain piece that you're sharing? Golden, a lot of the tiny details are the super fun parts to do. That's why I'm always like, I'm going to slap some paint on this so I can get down to the detail work. Like, I noticed that this piece kind of has this little, almost gem-shaped diamond right here. So, as you can see, I'm going to be making it green. But a lot of those details I don't notice until I'm starting to paint. I wasn't paying attention on screen. This is why I don't wear my hair down, guys. It's everywhere. You took it off autofocus, right? Okay. Not good at having to read. Okay, let's see. Buster probably. Golden says, I'm excited. Buster probably some of my favorite things to do. And Regina said, the picture shared looked great, Golden. Golden says, thank you. He's a lot of work. Tons of fun. I've already read that. See, this is why I'm so bad at this. Regina, I think I'm going to enter as I don't have anything. I think I'm okay to enter as I don't have anything to do with the judging. Cool. That's awesome. That's good to know. Yay! I should be walking back here in a minute, so then he'll be able to pull the screen over to where I can see it too. That's awesome, Regina. I hope you enter the one that you're working on now, or the one that you were talking about doing where she's like looking through. That would be amazing to see. Excuse me. Well, I mean, you can paint the green stuff, Regina. Just FYI. I mean, you can make it go away. That's all I have to do on the Golden Ghosty Dragon is fix the green stuff that's visible now. I just kicked my own.
I don't know where you were on.
What is this? A painting competition? Yes, Golden at Archon in
Linsville?
I was to say the end of September, beginning of October in Collinsville, Illinois. They have a lot of conventions will have miniature painting contests, and there are some online too that you should look into. They just kind of appear randomly. A lot of the patrons or Patreons that supply models will also offer painting contests monthly or every 3 months or so, like that. But they kind of pop up randomly. And Adventurer was putting a picture in.
I was just waiting for you
Thank
to.
you. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh, he's freaking adorable. Can you blow him up, Ty? Because he looks like he's modeled. I mean, you captured the book picture perfectly. I mean, that's immediately what I go to as that very iconic image. So great job on the color matching. He is fucking adorable. I really did. Oh.
I moved my stuff.
No, I'm just used to flicking my feet around. Well, I mean, Regina, if you're worried about it, then leave it go. But I think that doing the one that you were talking about with you showed me the frame. I think that one would be, and I'm being vague on purpose because it's Regina's idea, and if she wants to share, that's cool. But I'm just stating the one that you and I specifically talked about with the frame, I think I would be scared. If you finished that one, I would be scared. And I'm talking about entering in my Tiamat, and I would be afraid that I would not win. Because that's a really freaking awesome idea. I am being vague with it. He's so pretty. And she's a mess. That's what I love. This is like so much fun because she's an utter and absolute mess and so freaking cute as well. Oh, I love those mouselings. Michael Mortar actually painted that model for us when we were doing our Realms of Understreet. Yeah, he painted that one and another mouseling for us.
Ooh.
All these little hairs everywhere. So, Tyler, have we thought about, discussed, determined?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I am up for suggestions actually for what tomorrow's crowd forging should start with in any case. Last
Awesome
week
sauce.
we did Turn Clan Medic as an adventuring career.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I did post that in our Discord under playing category and adventuring classes. Change that name. Adventuring classes channel.
Switching over to my makeup brush. Which I have just about destroyed the entire package that I bought from Amazon of those makeup brushes. But I think I paid like $30 for it, and we bought it right after we started streaming.
So over a year ago.
So the makeup brushes have lasted me and done their job well. So I will be buying the exact same pack again.
Regina says, I haven't quite figured out how to make that vision happen yet. It may wait until next year. I do have several other ideas to try, including using my recent mystery mini win inside a pumpkin diorama and another one for the flower fairy guarding a jeweled flower with playful bramble spoofs nearby.
Nice. Well, if you need any mushrooms for your fairy garden, I got you covered, honey. Let me know. Because like I said, Dragon Trappers, they literally, their release this month is called Bayou Lodge, and I mean, I just have like literal mushrooms that are just a gazillion different shapes and sizes, and I can print them any size too. What's really kind of do you know if Oki is on
On
stream right now?
on stream,
Yeah, with us.
if Oki's on stream, that would be
Yeah, I think I'm probably not saying it well.
Oki Ninja 88 on
Yes.
Discord.
Now would be a really great and easy way to ask some 3D printing questions when Ty can actually explain too.
Also with Nate on. Nate is
Yes.
we still haven't unpacked from the con. When we unpacked from the con, Nate gave us a fisherman's shack.
Which this is so funny, guys. So I even showed it to other printers, and they thought it was resin, and it's not. It's filament. I need to get it unpacked because, like, it doesn't look like it's filament.
No, it looks really good. But anyway, yes, Nate the Adventurer is also a very good source. I think, filament printing.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Nate the Adventurer says, I think that Mehmet looks better in the pictures than it does in person.
See, and I usually feel the opposite way.
That's what I was just thinking the same thing.
Most of the time, I feel like my miniatures look way better in person than they even look on camera right now. I feel like I'm looking on the camera right here, and I'm like going, that looks like a hot mess. That looks pretty cool in person.
And he says it's from Infinite Dimensions.
Yes, that model is.
Ghosty says, hey Ty, tricky word of the stream.
Yay!
Svaldilfari.
What is that?
I think it's Svaldilfari. That is a.
Can't handle it.
It's funny because English came
crazy.
from these folks.
I lost the battle, guys.
Nate the Adventure says, I'm still really learning. I've only been doing it since last November. That's about as long as I don't even remember when I started, actually. I probably started in January or February.
Nope.
Something like that. Was it the end of last year?
I'm talking about my hair. I thought I had it pinned, but it's already falling. Pencil didn't quite do its job.
Regina says, just posted very beginning stages of 2 dioramas in Discord. Oh, we're using a tin on.
Get the pencil to go all the way through.
One.
Yay! Oh. You know, that actually reminds me of the diorama that Cora and I were working on for Ty.
I was just thinking that
Damn it.
it's right there, my werewolf dragon.
I can't get the pencil all the way through. Ow, that's right. That's what I was giggling. That is freaking awesome as hell.
Oh, the tree and the pumpkin.
I love it. That is freaking adorable.
That is gonna rock.
No,
It's
it's
out
gonna
on
tree.
Discord. It's in the I Made This channel. It's a rockin' tree ant. That is sweet.
That is super awesome.
Oops. Ghosty says, funny enough, that's the English spelling. It's actually spelled, and there's a Nordic spelling. Well, I mean, I would have said it the same way. It would have been my same guess, but you actually nailed it that one. I'm telling you, I'm constantly like, what's the word? I have an inner Viking. He's always trying to get out. And I'm like, no, I can't rob the liquor store.
What you guys don't know is he actually has Nordic dictionary that he goes through every week to make sure that he like brushes up on every word. That,
Me?
yes.
I
So
mean, that's a
basically,
plan.
like he walks around the house practicing Nordic words just to be ready for. Little annoying.
No, I'm sure in a former life that I was taking towns. The funny thing is the Vikings get a bad name. And I think I've probably talked about this before, being a history nerd. They get a bad name for being better than everybody else at doing what everybody else was doing too.
Yeah.
Said it perfectly. Thank you so much. Nate the Adventure says that is cool. Regina says, I have tons of moss to use on the pumpkin floor. Not sure if I want to add a second smaller mini for size differentiation. Ghosty says, I'm just bringing out the Viking side of Ty. Just a matter of time till you buy yourself a long ship.
No, he'll make it.
Sometimes I think it's my inner Viking that has me watching late at night when I'm trying to like chill out. I'll watch. They have various narrow boat documentary series.
Yes, I love that one. Or the one that I've watched with you is really, really super.
Even when I search them out, I forget that they're actually called narrow boat, and I search long boat, and they just know. No, Tyler, you mean narrow boat? Here you go. Look at these.
We know the pretty pictures you want to see.
Ghosty says, actually, though, funny enough, I walk around the house talking in Norwegian.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
People just hate the Viking because they were the only ones who got get good.
I looked over to see if Gareth would join.
Right. Raphan says everyone was just jealous of the Vikings. I think so. Well, they were pissed off that they couldn't beat them. that they were getting bested all the time. Even against numbers, they were still besting the other side. Yep. That's definitely one of those people writing that history.
Yeah.
They're just like, screw you, Vikings.
I'm still really kind of hopeful that I'll finally finish the Tiamat I've been working on for almost a year before Archon. I decide where his eye is.
Something else. Maybe you were watching that documentary with me, Dawn. I don't know. So one of the, I guess it turns out it's a misconception. All this time, people thought the Angles and the Saxons came over, and not only did they, create their language, eventually became English, right? Which was a mix of like Norse and German, stuff like that, High and Low German or something, one of those. Anyway, but everybody thinks, oh well, the Celts they got pretty much whacked out because of the Angles coming over. But they did, of course, now they do mitochondrial testing, and it's not true. It's only about 10% of over there. What I mean by over there is Great Britain. There's only like 10%, or it was a very low number of families that actually have Angle descent. And the rest of the folks in Britain are actually still Britons, still Celtic Britons. I thought it was interesting. Because I know that's what I thought when I was a kid. Oh man, they just came over and wiped them out and replaced the people that were there, the prehistoric people that were there. That wasn't it.
Eyeballs. Technically, it was lining the mouth, but damn, that mouth was like non-existent.
Ghosty says, it's crazy how people always think of Vikings as crazy barbarians, but a lot of the Viking clans were actually super skilled and organized militaries. Yeah. Regina says, you should finish Tiamat. Everyone loved Cthulhu last year.
Yeah. That was, well, my head swole up pretty big. The base of Tiamat is done. I just need to finish his head individually and then make the the connection between his wings and his body more fluid, look better. Because I went with a very metallic look on his wings, but then I wanted his body to be very natural looking. So there's a very jarring section between shoulder and wing. And I just need to blend the metallic down into it. And then I'll be happy with that.
Oh, it's still on the Vikings. Ghosty says, also not so fun fact, in America, it's illegal to have a Viking funeral. Absolutely outrageous. Yeah, I mean, oh, because they don't want us sending corpses lit on fire out into streams and lakes and stuff. That's not how they all were, though. You look at sometimes like really important people were buried in a ship. Orkney, name of those islands off of Scotland, where they found I mean, all there is now is just like the rivets, and so the rivets, they find the rivets in the shape of where the ribs of the boat were, and then a bunch of rocks, because they would fill it all up with rocks and cover it over.
Can I get a time check?
Yeah, it's 7:45.
Time do we end?
8:30. Rockfan says, you will make an amazing tribute to Tiamat.
I think I've shared pictures in Discord. At some point I did. But I'll post them again, kind of show you where I'm at with it.
He says, yeah, if it was an honorable death in combat, they were sent to sea or buried in their ship. I don't remember the name of the Viking comedy show on Netflix.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
They're sending somebody off, and it's the king, I think. The king's died, and the younger brother of the king is trying to shoot the arrow that's flaming off into the boat, and he keeps missing, and he's like, it's the wind, and I'm missing my windage, and making all these, the sun was in my eyes. He just keeps shooting and keeps shooting and keeps shooting until I think one of the,
Or like
I think she's a Valkyrie, walks up and
just
one time
and done, and then I think, if I remember right, she kind of gives him a dirty look as she walks away.
Yeah. Ghosty says, oh shoot, that reminds me, you're getting 2 hard words. Einherjar is your second word. Oh, so okay. There was the one earlier, and now Einherjar, the second one. I've never seen that word before, for sure. Actually, I don't think I've seen the last one before.
You know, the funny thing is like, it seems like those words are words that just can't be said without the Viking accent. And there are Cajun words that just can't be said without the Cajun accent to me. Wow.
I'm worried I failed this test.
He's taking too long.
That reminds me that we still haven't, or I want to see that movie. I don't remember if you see it or
Yes,
not.
I do want to see it.
I can't think. It's got the sheriff from True Blood. He's one of the Skarsgård brothers, I believe. Golden Ghosty says, Wow, shoot. Okay, that was really close again. It's just close. The one is really tricky to pronounce, so you did a really good job. The first one was the father of Sleipnir, Prime Horse, and the second one is the name of those in Valhalla, Odin's.
That's awesome. You're just giving him more words to pronounce too while explaining it.
I think I said Sleipnir wrong. Anyway, I think it's Sleipnir. That's fun. You know what it is? It's the misspent youth of idolizing Robin Williams and trying to come up with or learn accents and and stuff to mimic what he was doing when I was a kid.
I don't think that's a misspent. You know, I need pink for his. Perfect. Centaur skin. Inside the ears.
Nice.
I am not even going to take credit for that because I literally slapped some brown, black, and green around and it turned out amazing because the model is.
This is like we were just talking about pictures. For us, it seems like pictures aren't as good. And this is definitely. I don't think the video is capturing how bright those
No.
lighter green.
Yeah. I've got some
Lines
really
are.
like neon green happening and it just doesn't seem to be showing up on camera. But it's funny because I'll take a picture and post it in Discord and you will see all those. We'll see all the different colors happening. Now, while I've got this guy out, my arm from sticking in there.
So I had fun this morning before we actually started our regular part of our day. I made Dawn sit down because she hurt her foot last night. Oh. And we were talking about two things from the plane. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
So two of the content items we're releasing for Patreon this month. Oh, they've already been announced. I mean, I'm not going to.
Don't shake the table.
I think you're like warning me. Shut your mouth.
No, I'm warning you. Don't shake the table again. Doing dots on his head.
I promise.
Oh, I will kick your ass. You will die. I am so happy with this guy. If you make me mess up on these dots, I will kill you.
So we were talking about. First we were talking about the river crawler. That's a piece of gear that we're gonna do development on this month for subscribers, and Chupacabra, which is fun. It's sort of our take, or the Catharian take on the Chupacabra. So kind of fun. We were talking about that this morning before we went stripping resin machine stuff. I know you're over there worried I'm gonna like bump the table or. No, go ahead, Regina.
Usually when I say details, that's your cue to try to do that. I've actually gotten really good at jerking back instead of forward.
Rockfin says, "Woot, river crawler," or "Woot on the river crawler." Yeah, it was fun. All we did was a quick mental mock-up of that thing. I'm excited about it. Rockfin says, "Woo, damn autocorrect." All right, Regina. Gussie says, "You're lucky. I was painting details too, or I would have gotten you." Like everyone's out to get you.
I don't know where they would have gotten that idea.
This guy. All right. So tomorrow, I don't know. Do you have any ideas? Anything you're wanting to talk about? Go on.
No, but I did have an idea about um something else because I'm obviously going to be finishing this before tomorrow.
Base too.
Yeah, the base is done.
Oh,
I mean, you give me
was
something that
goofing off too much. I think.
you give me something where I got to paint a rock and I'm done. It's so simple, so quick. It's kind of one of those. It's just it amazes me how quickly I paint rocks. They're so simple for me. Not to say that they're not simple for everyone. I'm just saying in general. Um, so I have a few commission pieces that I could work on. Um, but I think the other thing that I had an idea for, probably we should chat about.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because I'm starting to rethink my idea. Thinking maybe it's not a good idea.
Ghosty says we could talk more about the militaristic stuff of the Kern clan. You know, the military roles, armor, inventions of war, that kind of stuff. That's a good point. And I could release that content now. I think, yeah, because that was May. I could release that content so everybody could read
Catch
ahead of
up on it,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Ghosty says could even bring in a secret black market type deal of rich farmers buying deadly war weapons from the Kern clan to defend their farms. And Rockfan says maybe more weather. I do think weather is coming soon because it keeps cropping up. Of if we don't come up with another idea, we're talking about weather again.
Yeah.
Um. Hmm.
I mean, it has been a while since we talked about weather. You know me, I'm always going to vote for weather.
Weather is fun. Kind of wondering if it. Maybe we start with one and then move to the other. We used to do that a lot. Excuse me, where we would talk about one thing for a while and then switch to another one.
Yeah.
I think it's more recently that we've picked a specific subject and just wrung it all out throughout the stream.
True.
Maybe more on natural resources. Yeah, we haven't done that in a long time, right? That was
Yeah, I'm giggling because of the conversation we had about the ship this morning with one of the things
yeah
that would fit in that natural resource that was just recently discovered.
starting notes
With a very squeaky chair. So the really cool thing about this guy, well, beyond the fact that his antlers so when I said in the very beginning that I lost the other antler, but that's where his antlers go. But the way they did it is he doesn't even look like he's missing anything about them. Face just like I can't show you how cute his face is.
Yeah, that's not on autofocus, so that's not gonna.
Anyway, his antler goes like this, and they're really cool, but he looks super cool without them. But anyway, the other really super cool thing off of there is the way he sits into his base. His tail leads into, like, wraps around and holds on to the rock, but also me get a paintbrush I can point. Like, these pieces coming from his tail match up with the vines growing up on the rock. So, like, that piece right there matches up with that vine growing on the rock. So it's like, it's very much one piece. And I really, really like it. Get him to, there we go. Now he's sitting. That's how. Then, so the mushroom nymph will actually sit kind of like right here on the edge. He has one foot actually down. Like, I have him placed just quite right. Like, that foot doesn't want to match up. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm still happy with him. Yeah, it's a really, really fun model. Oh, I don't think he's supposed to. I think he's rearing up, so he's not supposed to touch down. But I'm thinking what I might do is add a few little pieces of grass, and then, I like to do the black edge, or I like to take when they're this clean of an edge, I like to take them into a certain color. I mean, that color varies, but I need to put the little black pupil back in too.
Rockvan says, like we talked about the river crawler, but what is it collecting? That's a great question. And Dawn has some ideas about that already.
It's super fun.
Ghosty said, but in general, to your resource, I mean, when we talked about resources way back, it was all, with some plants, it was minerals, it was things like that. But Ghosty says, I've been meaning to ask what happened to the Sunday streams. Cora didn't really have time anymore, and her schedule is swapped around several times, I think, since probably the last time they even did a stream.
Yeah, basically it was their employer kind of just kept changing the schedule.
But once we get caught up, I may add a stream myself. I don't know if it'll be interesting or not, but doing public development for the plane.
Okay.
In honor of Crowdforgers, of course, probably always picking Crowdforged content items and just developing them on stream. I don't know. That seems like maybe it'll be boring, or maybe people will want to talk about it. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. Rockfan says he got all floofy tail. Regino, I think you answered that earlier. Said such a cool model, definitely on my buy later list. Rockfan says I'm getting Studio Ghibli vibes from this model, especially if you add the little nymph.
You move.
So that's kind of what happened to the Sunday. Previously, even before that, we would still do Sunday streams occasionally if Dawn had like a big project. Like we talked about the Cthulhu. I think that was that Cthulhu that went to Archon last year that we were doing streams for. I think it was that one.
Just hit my toe again.
Smacking the bad toe. Yeah, I would say definitely look at this again, guys, on Discord after Dawn posts it. Like, our video camera, our webcam is definitely not doing it justice.
Thank you, baby.
I think it's because it's different shades of similar colors or something that it's not showing how bright it actually.
So for tomorrow's stream, we're going to start off with.
So sitting here kind of thinking
And
about
long.
that. I think, and if you guys have more ideas of things that you'd like to talk about, drop that in Discord and like the Cathar General channel under the plane. But I think maybe we're going to talk about more than one thing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think we can talk, and we'll do a little bit faster than instead of soaking in on one subject like we have been the last month or two.
I mean, if we get stuck on one, we get stuck on one.
That's
and,
fine, yeah.
You know, if just happens, and then we can come back to, the other things will be put on schedule, basically.
Well, what I was going to say too is before when we jump around to 2 or 3 subjects, if somebody had an idea about a previous subject, I'd just go back and put notes on it later.
Right.
With new ideas. But yeah, I think we'll go through several of these items and talk about them. Just kind of we'll bounce around Cathar. Nate the Adventurer says, "Oh, I printed some more pieces to that first piece I showed off the other day. Where should I post the pictures?"
In the 3D printing channel is perfect, or the I Made This channel, or wherever the hell you feel like, honestly.
Yeah, I think the I Made This is the catch-all for all because there's lots of DIYers doing lots of different things, hanging out, and it's sort of catching my laser etching and stuff like that.
Oh, speaking of, we have some really fun custom work that Ty's doing right now. This person decided to get their best friend's character laser etched on a wood plank for a birthday present. I'm like, that is freaking cool. So I had to edit the photo a little bit to kind of clean it up for the laser, but in general, I mean, it's pretty much. He went out and got his character's artwork done for him, I think, and then we're laser etching it on the plank, and it's going to be so much fun. But anyway, yes, I Made This is kind of a catch-all.
I'd say 3D printing,
but 3D printing is probably the best place.
Painting after you paint it. I mean, those two make sense that we've got specific things for that, and of course the duck hunt.
And I mean, realistically speaking, you're not going to get reprimanded for putting something in the wrong channel.
It's not true. I will be brisk about it.
Will not.
I will suffer no ill use of the Discord.
Almost all the way around, and I hit 2 spaces.
Yeah, I think that sounds like fun. We'll bounce around tomorrow.
Then I will, after the stream, discuss with you my idea for what I will be working on.
Okay.
Because I had this thought earlier, and I was like, oh, I should talk to Ty, and then doing other stuff, and I forgot again.
Oh, for subscribers, I don't know when we're going to do this. Should I just not talk about that next? Yeah, I'm going to talk about it because we had already said something about it. You just probably don't remember.
Stop hitting the.
It's my table. So
Punch him in the head. In the head.
The in the newsletter, the state of the plane, the campfire story that's in there, Dawn had mentioned somewhere relatively recently that was going to be our next audio campfire story. So that's going to have Dawn in there. It's probably going to have Dawn and Cora doing it as well, I think. That shall be.
Yeah.
The first one in June, didn't we? The first audio, or was it July?
I don't remember. I don't do dates very well. I think flowers right back here.
It was June, which means we can release Mark Gun Fishing audio. Gotta figure out where to put it. Actually,
No, you stupid head.
he always calls me that.
I'd stop calling you that if you'd stop answering to it.
I should just drop this in Ethar General, I think.
Oh.
I mean, I put it on the website later too, but interested in hearing that first audio. Subscribers got a couple.
It's not only the first audio story, it's the first campfire story that was written.
That's right. It was the first one. And it's about Mark. Very important figure. If it's going to let me do this.
It might be too.
That's true.
I think a little more flowers right in the. These flowers are not nearly as sticky as.
And me? Don't?
No,
Okay.
me. I was about to use the rim of the base to turn it, and I'm like, I literally just painted that black.
Hey, it's not too big. I think it was all that big.
I wasn't sure, really.
All right, well. Groovy. So I have added the audio version of that first campfire story to Kethar General, the plain category.
I just love to use this stuff on my rocks, especially when there's greenery on. It dries such a mossy green.
Totally thought you were talking to me saying, don't touch the table.
I keep trying to rest my finger right there, which is not dry. Tail is dry. Just such a great green to add to rock. Because it's subtle. So it adds a little bit of detail without overtaking the detail that's there. It dries a little bit deeper than it's coming on there right now. So it really does go on and kind of fade into the background. Really nice. I hate, we got to switch out this bubble one before next stream. Bubbling up and it's going to knock
The bubble, what?
This is the one that I used the heat gun over the top of it, so it's literally bubbled.
Well, that's part of the reason why I had that one, though, right?
Yeah, but that's what this one is for, doing resonant work. And whenever me and Angie were both painting, we were using both of them. And the other one is pinned under a whole bunch of stuff. This one was pinned over a little bit, so I grabbed it for painting. Then I forgot. But here is my pretty little baby. He is all finished up until I get the nymph printed out. And the nymph will sit in front. Pretty sure the nymph is going to be purple skinned and red mushroom hat. The way I'm going to go. Just because I think that's going to look really cool. Like really bright white spot, and I don't like it. Fix that.
Yeah, I like the flowers you added.
Yeah, just a little touches of yellow in there. Not overkill. Looks awesome. I'm super happy with her.
Rockfan says it came out fantastic.
I'm really happy. It looks awesome. Not that you guys can see anything when I do that, but we are actually done.
Gina says nice. But I'm going to pronounce it noise.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? But I finished ahead of time. I would have not finished had I had the nymph. I'm looking at the time going, I have a few moments to spare. That is it. You know, I'm almost thinking like some of this grass in like these little spots that there's only a few spots that I can get to. I am thinking I'm going to try that. And I'll just cut because some of these are like too big.
Done.
What?
We are not done.
We have a few minutes left to kill.
Oh,
so.
yeah. 15 minutes to go.
Move.
Regina says, does anyone build dioramas? What do you use to build up hills?
There's a particular foam, and Ghosty probably knows the name because I know he was using it, that works really well for that. But there's a particular foam that I like to use, and it actually reacts really well, or it reacts very poorly, which looks really awesome to like acetone. You can kind of lightly drizzle acetone and it'll kind of eat it away. And it'll give it really natural, like looking trees that way too. It's really fun to use.
Gina says, I started on one with air dry clay, but that is not going very far. So not an artist, but just from watching movie making things and stuff like that. And I know artists do this too. I probably would throw in some wire or something. Then you put the clay over that.
That does help, but the foam is going to be your best bet.
Yeah, the foam is quick, right?
It's not only quick, it's lightweight. I'm looking for something to stick this with. It's not only quick to use, it's lightweight, it's not very expensive. I need a freak.
We don't have
I
toothpicks.
know, that's why I'm staring randomly around this room
I
trying to
knew
find
you were going to say that
anything.
because I was looking for toothpicks last week for you, wasn't I?
Yeah, we've got to remember that we're out of toothpicks.
Regina says, I did use some foam to help form the base structure. Scrap foam from packaging.
That works too. Like, even my pins have too fat of an head. Might work. I know the pencil in my head has a nice point, and that'll work, but it's holding my hair up. Yeah, I like that color in there. Perfect. I see this stuff is too thick or too circular, but I'm just cutting it in half. Scissors. And it's kind of working. Went flying, but I see where. Definitely. That looks. I think Ghosty might have stepped away. But I will look up the foam, Gina, when I'm done. Because I really like using it. I've used it for a few dioramas. It cuts really, really simply. Super easy to, like, even some spots. I've made a diorama that is under the ocean. So I kind of cut it in an oblong, weird kind of shape. But then I also wanted divots, and I just being able to press with my thumb gave me a lot of different shapes really, really quickly. It was super easy to use, and like I said, it wasn't expensive at all.
Ghosty says, sorry, I just got back. I heard my name. What's up? Regina says, do you ever use yard dirt to fill it out?
No, I've never used yard dirt. Ghosty, the foam that you use for diorama, what's the name of that? I did have something that I wanted a lot of dirt in it. So I went and I got some dirt from the yard and very quickly realized there was a lot of bugs in my yard and promptly took the dirt back out. But, you know, I think we've all realized Dawn has a bug thing. So that's why. So happy I had a few extra minutes. I really am really, really, really happy with this in here.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I do wish I had a toothpick, though.
You ask the person that buys stuff for the household.
Fuck
off.
Yes, new dirt from a bag I would use. I have used. I've gone to Lowe's and bought leveling sand. It works really well. I've bought gravel for fish tanks because I had fish tanks. But then when I got rid of the fish tanks, I still had a bunch of gravel, and that works really well. So there's loads of options.
Ghosty says it's R7 EPS foam. It's the pink foam used in insulation.
Pink, not purple. Sorry.
Sorry, I was blanking on the name. No problem. Obviously, we were too.
But that stuff is really easy to just manipulate in any kind of way you want. And the biggest advantage to that foam is really the weight. It just weighs nothing. So it really doesn't matter how big your diorama gets. It just doesn't increase the size or the weight. It increases the size, not the weight.
Ghosty says, but I'll send a picture in Discord. It's pretty easy to find in Home Depot or Lowe's. Thank you.
I knew you'd have it because you had shown a picture of a diorama you were working on, and I'm like, yep, I know that foam. Nope. All right, one more. Don't think I need to cut it for this spot. You know what I like the most about this? Because he's all like this grassy thing. It's like this whole thing is base work. Him and the base are just more base work. When I do that.
Ghosty says it's super dense, so it's easy to cut and manipulate. It's awesome stuff.
If you happen to have a hot wire for cutting, that works wonderfully on that too. It goes through it like butter. I took a when we went to Gen Con one year, I did a diorama class and they had that foam. That's why I'm like, you could do this and you could do this and you could do this, because I did all of those things in that class. Okay. Now I'm officially done. Okay, yeah, that looks way freaking cooler. Oh, I'm so happy I did that. Yay for having extra time. Okay. Yay, grass.
That looks good.
Yeah. All right, we are buying toothpicks though. That really pissed me off. Toothpicks are my friends.
We'll see.
Go to the store right now.
Oh no.
Okay, so we are officially done. He's so pretty. What is it? Loriantha. Nope, forgot her name.
Oh, I gotta see it again. Let me look back.
Now it's extra fuzzy. Yay!
Loriantha.
Loriantha. Yes. I love her, and she's Buddhist. So, take her off of there now. I love it when sculptors do this. Put their name on the bottom, so you're like, who did sculpt that? Mammoth Factory. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So, I will post pictures of her in Discord. Got fuzzies from the cutting the grass. I will put pictures in Discord. You guys will be able to see how Buddhist she is. And then we will see you guys tomorrow night, where we will be world building and doing other stuff. I will either be painting. I do have quite a few commission pieces that I need to be working on. So I will either be working on one of those, or if we decide that the other idea is cool, then I'll be doing the other idea instead.
Regina asks, is this version bigger than normal?
No, this is the normal version. I was actually thinking I was going to shrink her down because Dragon Trapper's Lodge has the same type of animal and it prints huge. It's a Kirin, Kirin, I think is how it's spelled. And it's like twice the size of this. But no, this is, I got it on the build plate. I'm like, maybe I want to bring that a little bit bigger than it's normal. But I was like, no, actually, I'm going to stick to this. So this is full size. It is considered a, this is a huge creature because it is on a 75 mil base. So it is a huge creature, even though it doesn't take up all that much room. It doesn't seem like it's all that big, but it is technically because of the size of the base.
For you game masters, it's an elemental.
It is an elemental. But it's a Buddhist elemental. It's all fuzzy. Look how fuzzy. Fuzzy, 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 fuzzy. Fuzzy. Sorry. But if you purchase this, you will get both antlers. Not just because the antlers are actually really well done. They've got all these little twigs and sticks coming up every which way. I would say for me, the only thing missing from the antler is maybe a few mushrooms. But no, the antlers are actually really, really cool. So I will post pictures in Discord so you can appreciate the beauty that I have here. I love the little pink popping out of her ears. I'm so glad I did. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow where we will be world building and doing other stuff. And